Welcome. This is our third gathering, and therefore that I look forward to probably many more, but I hope not, because what I missed most was all of you sitting in front of me as I stood in the pulpit. But this is a new venture for me, and I'm sure for all of you. But as you can sit back, if you have a cup of coffee, while you can sit back, relax, and I'll do all the work, for you. But again, in all seriousness, Palm Sunday was just passed, and there we're recording today on Tuesday. But therefore, as we look back to Palm Sunday, what comes into your mind when you think of Palm Sunday? Or, well, first of all, it's the beginning of Holy Week, Palm Sunday, and then it runs till Saturday evening. And then, of course, Easter Sunday, and I'll have a message for you for Easter Sunday on Saturday, where then you can view that as many times as you wish. But therefore, we're kind of focusing on Matthew 21, verses 1 through 11. Let me share those. There's only 11 verses. Jesus was riding into Jerusalem, and therefore that he was in Bethel, which was just about 2 miles away south of Jerusalem. And here the king comes riding in. And when they approached Jerusalem and had come to Bethel and the Mount of Olives, then Jesus sent the 2 disciples, saying to them, "Go into the village opposite you, and immediately you'll find a donkey tied there with a colt with her. Untie them and bring them to me. And if anyone says something to you, you say to them, 'The Lord has need of them,' and immediately that he will send them." Now this took place of what was spoken through the prophet, that might be fulfilled, saying, "Say to the daughter of Zion, Behold, your king is coming to you, gentle and mounted on a donkey, even a colt and a foal of a beast of the burden." And the disciples went and did just as Jesus had directed them, and brought the donkey and the colt, and laid them on them their garments, which therefore he sat. And the most of the multitude spread their garments there on the road. Others were cutting branches from the trees and spreading them on the road. And the multitudes going before him, and those who followed after, were crying out and saying, "Hosanna to the Son of David! Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord! Hosanna in the highest!" And when he had entered Jerusalem, all the city was stirred, saying, "Who is this?" And multitudes were saying, "This is the prophet Jesus from Nazareth in Galilee." They were jubilant and happy when Jesus entered Jerusalem. Well, as I indicated before, what's the first thing that comes into your mind when we talk about Palm Sunday? You probably were saying, well, the preacher's going to say it's a parade, or it's going to say it's a big hoopla, like we would say today. Well, somewhat. It started out that way, didn't it? And it began Holy Week. Palm Sunday begins Holy Week and ends on Saturday evening. And therefore, on Sunday is the jubilant day that we will celebrate more so than even Palm Sunday. Hosanna is the old Hebrew phrase which means, "Please save us." It's a cry for help. And the crowds of people lining the streets of Jerusalem that day were shouting it joyfully. They had heard Jesus' teachings. They had seen him perform his miracles. And this was clearly the right man to challenge the power of Rome and restore the throne of David. That was all in the minds of the Hebrews. And they were ready to welcome Jesus as their new political leader and their religious leader. It reminds me of the quote from author John Naisbitt, where he said, "Leadership involves finding a parade and getting in front of it," end of quote.